Hey real fans, it's Matt from Train Sim Society and welcome back to the channel. We have some more Train Sim World 5 news with a brand new October roadmap. The stream was actually yesterday as well as the article. They've shared a brand new graphic. I am personally super stoked for the MBTA commuter. I cannot express my excitement for this route. I'm so happy that it is not only coming soon, but it is likely the next release, as it's the only one here with actual in-game screens as its thumbnail basically. So the roadmap looks a little bit different this time. They've divided it into two categories. We have our approaching soon 0 to 3 months, and then we just have further down the track. So a little more vague in terms of timeline, but there are some new additions to this roadmap. We're gonna first start here with Manchester Airport Commuter, which is in development by Alan Thompson Simulations. We have Cargo Line Volume 3 Intermodal, which is new from Skyhook Games, and a brand new German route that is coming within the next 3 months. Of course, we still have West Coast Mainline, Preston to Carlisle. They announced on the stream today that I believe it's one of their longest routes. I think they had said something like it's 100 miles or over 100 miles, which is absolutely insane. You know, I'm always confused sometimes with routes for Train Sim World. Sometimes they're so short and sometimes they're so long. There's definitely an inconsistency there. I would definitely prefer routes on the longer side, but that's just my own personal preference. But I'm really excited for this one. It was also announced and added here for further down the tracks, Cargo Line Volume 4 Military. So they are really churning out these Cargo Line DLCs. And of course, a new UK Loco pack from Just Trains has also been added to the roadmap for further down the line. We still have everything else that we previously knew about on the roadmap here. And we can't forget about our Great Western Express remaster, which I am also personally excited for. That is coming further down the tracks too. So first to start, Train Sim World 5 free starter pack. You know, they talked about this on the stream today. It has been extended until early 2025. Now, the reasoning why, I really couldn't tell you. I'm assuming maybe it's been a success and maybe they've gotten a lot of new players in, or possibly it hasn't done what they wanted it to do, and having it up longer kind of helps them reach their goal of players they want to bring into the game. I feel like it could go either way, so I really don't know, but I guess it's good news if you haven't purchased Train Sim World 5 and haven't claimed the free starter pack, and you potentially want to get some DLCs down the line without getting any of the ones that came with the launch of the game. So initially this was supposed to run until October 17th, but it is now extended until the new year, early 2025 they write. No specific dates there, but that's a significantly longer amount of time. And don't forget, if you are one that has added this to your account, you do get to keep it forever. Obviously it doesn't go away, but if you don't claim it, once this goes away, you can't get it. So if you haven't upgraded to TSW5 and want something down the line for TSW5, I definitely recommend picking up this starter pack. That way you not only get the training center, but if you have previous Train Sim World titles or DLCs, they will be carried over so you can actually play those DLCs on the actual Train Sim World 5 game. So moving on, we're going to MBTA Commuter. I am getting all comfy in my chair right now because this is my favorite section. They go into a little bit of detail here on the roadmap article. Kicking off our roadmap, we want to share more information about the first new add-on coming to TSW5. Get ready to catch MBTA Commuter Boston to Framingham Worcester, releasing on October 29th. So it is coming this month, at the end of the month, which makes me happy and excited, but also kind of stressed out too, because I'm gonna be moving literally the day after this. So I'm not gonna be able to play it right away for a couple of days, and it sucks because I wanted to get content up like right away. So unfortunately videos on that will have to wait, but very much so looking forward to having that, and you know, seeing it's coming this month is very, very exciting. I honestly thought we wouldn't be seeing that until November, and I know it's pretty close to November, but definitely beats when I thought it would come. This route will feature a range of commuter and long distance traffic coming from Boston South Station, heading off due west west in the direction of Worcester in the Commonwealth state of Massachusetts. You'll be operating the new MBTA HSP46 diesel as well as the MBTA F40PH3C, which, if you didn't know, is one of the locos for the Boston Sprinter add-on, and the BTC CTC coaches, bi-level and single-level coaches. So we're gonna have a variation of those on the route too, which is exciting. We've got a dedicated article to dive into the services, new locos, and gameplay you can expect in the MBTA commuter route later this week. Oh, I'm so excited. I was hoping that would be in this article, but no, that's not happening. We will definitely learn more soon though, but they do share here a small range of reference images that our audio teams were able to capture that showcase a recent trip to the US in order to better represent and reflect this add-on in TSW5. Wait. So, not talking about the new logo, but the one that we already had from Boston Sprinter. Is that what I'm seeing here in one of these screenshots? Are they capturing audio? Like, are we gonna get an update for this logo? Like, is the version that's going to be a part of this DLC going to get improved audio? Is the one that's in Boston Sprinter gonna get that? Will it be both? I really hope so. I mean, if they were there capturing audio and they had trains there in the yard and they were able to access them, I definitely would hope so. So as we just talked about, Great Western Express is getting a remaster, and yes, if you already own it, it will be completely free of charge. You're gonna get the newest TSW5 features. You're gonna have conductor mode, a new timetable, landscape, and scenery overhauls, as well as updated suspension physics to all GWE stock, which is very exciting. The fact that if you already own it, it's a free upgrade. I don't know if this route's currently on sale anywhere. I'm assuming since a remaster is coming, it probably isn't. So if you did pick it up in a sale previously, you lucked out. There are 3 new routes here. We have the Ludwigsbahn, set in 2014, with a handful of variety services, the Cardiff City Network, Train Sim World's first Welsh route, which we talked about previously. I believe this was when they first revealed TSW5, and of course the Tadami line from Union Workshop, TSW's first Japanese route. Still no word on when that's coming. It's marked as later down the tracks, but some of the screens that we've seen previously and they've shown in this article look beautiful. And we can't forget about TSW's first Dutch route, Grown Again. So for third-party updates, we have Manchester Airport Commuter, a new route from Alan Thompson Sim. This is a brand new partner to TSW. They have created content previously for Train Sim Classic, and judging from these screenshots, their work looks really promising. You can even see in one of these screenshots the new Airbus licensing in full action, which works out perfectly for this route. I can already tell this is probably going to be one of those top tier routes. I know it's not always like this. Some of the third parties put out subpar content in my own personal opinion. Rivet. Anyways, I feel like Just Trains does a fantastic job, and the detail here in this scenery and on the ballast is it's so good. So some highlights for this route: Manchester Airport Station and Airport Skywalk at night, Longsight Depot and Manchester International Depot, Airport Line with runway and approach lights, Piccadilly Throat improvements from Glossop Line and Piccadilly Station improvements, Slade Lane Junction Bend to Airport Line, neutral sections added along the route at specific locations, Held Green Triangle Junction areas, Style Station Curve, Wilmslow Station with underbridge, Alderley Edge Station from the P2 car park and turned back sightings, Eaton Norris Junction with signal box, Stockport Station and Stockport Viaduct day and night, Edgeley Junction areas, and bridges between Cheadle Hulme and Handforth. They do right here at the end of this section that we will find out more information on this route coming in future roadmaps and articles. So the fact that they write roadmaps here, we only get like one a month now at this point, probably tells me this probably isn't coming until closer to the new year or towards the end of that 3-month window that they've allocated this route into on the roadmap. So we have an update on the upcoming Just Trains route. This is West Coast Mainline, Preston Carlisle, with tons of screenshots that the team over at Just Trains has posted in an article over on their website. And gonna have those playing for you in this video now, as well as a video if you want to check out. Definitely head to the Just Trains website, justtrains.net. They have a timetable time-lapse video. Now, you know, having West Coast Mainline South and now this West Coast Mainline North, we're just missing that nice little chunk in the middle. I really do think at some point we will get Preston to Manchester, but it probably won't be for a while. We have a lot of new screenshots for the upcoming Rivet Games route. This is the 11-mouth branch for Fife Circle. So the new extension is going to include over 40 new timetable services, 2 brand new stations to discover and explore, and 16 additional collectibles to find. So along with this, the team has also worked on a range of Fife Circle improvements and bug fixes to further support the free update, honestly, as they should, because, you know, if I can remember correctly, when this route first launched, Fife Circle I'm speaking of, oh boy, it was bad. It was really bad. Just missing services, the scenery just like completely missing in some areas, terrible textures. It was rough. I don't know if things have improved much. I never purchased the route. I was never going to be honest with you, but there are some more improvements on the way regardless. We have the 11-mouth rail link livery for the Skyrail Class 158 by Skyhook Games. We have a screenshot of that here, and some pictures for Cargo Line Volume 3 Intermodal from Skyhook Games, and also Volume 4 Military as well. You know, seeing they're just pumping these things out, they must be really successful. They're probably selling like hotcakes, honestly. There is a patch coming for the Expert DBBR 101 and IC Steer Wagon Loco add-on. It is the first Expert series in TSW. They write that offers a higher level of authentic experience within TSW through highly detailed functionality and advanced simulations, including random fault systems. So there's going to be an update that comes shortly that will bring a full list of fixes and improvements to the add-on, and also includes all new fault simulations, new suspension physics, which I'm very happy with because that wasn't introduced when it first released, and following a large range of community feedback, will also add timetables for the Expert 101 onto Bremen, Oldenburg, and the new Frankfurt Fulda routes. Okay, you know, the price is on the steeper side, but given everything that this loco does, which is insane, the price really isn't that bad. I wish it was cheaper, but it could be worse, honestly. And there's a lot of layering into this. Like, there's a lot that goes on. Like, you really need to know what you're doing to drive this without messing up. But seeing here, this is coming to the new Frankfurt Fulda, I might have to cop. So here are some of the changes listed on your screen that the TSG team wanted to focus on. We start with gameplay changes. Then we have those specifically for the IC Steer Wagon and Expert DB BR101. Only the Expert DB BR101 and only the IC Steer Wagon and or the coaches. They mentioned at the end here, you know, they've added a new DE route to the October 2024 roadmap, and I think it's funny that they include this at the end of this section about the Expert DBBR 101. So now I'm thinking, well, if there's a new route coming, are they going to make this compatible on that too? That would be really nice, but I'm not going to hold my breath on that one. All right, so this next section is very important. I know you guys have been asking a lot about post-release patches for TSW5, talking specifically for West Coast Mainline, because the release of that was rough. You know, the lighting at London Euston, OHLE missing, the timetable, oof. They write, we heard that many of you are still struggling with performance issues at times during gameplay on TSW5 core routes, and at times crashing, which has likely been due to memory usage limits being reached. This is one of our team's top priorities to address, and we've been investigating ways that we can help save memory across all platforms to help reducing the amount of crashes we're seeing, and this first patch will be the first to add some of those changes. Thank God they talked about this today during the stream, and I got so excited. Obviously, I hope this isn't just for console, because I know that you folks over on console have really been struggling with the crashes, but also on PC, you know, I've done fresh installs, I've taken out all my mods, custom content, I've verified my game files, and sometimes on specific scenarios or on specific services in journey mode, I get crashes happening at certain points on the route that I can reproduce every single time. People tell me, you know, oh, it's your computer, it's your game, you have mods. I've done everything that I need to do and these things still happen. No, it's the game. But I'm happy that they're looking into this and addressing it, because the crashing is unacceptable. There definitely shouldn't be a the memory issue. You know, I mean, at least for me, I have 64 gigabytes of RAM, a 24 gig graphics card. You know, there's no excuse for that. They write, these improvements are almost ready to send out to you all, and outside of the optimizations mentioned above to help improve your experiences, it will also include sweeping changes for all of TSW5 core content, adding key fixes for community raised issues, and additional fixes to other routes, including Bremen-Oldenburg, Niddertalbahn, and Rosenheim. So West Coast mainline improvements are right here on your screen. 2 for the class 350, and I've read here added OHLE outside of Milton Keynes. Yeah, because y'all didn't finish it before you put this damn thing out into the world. Like, you guys could have done that, you know? We have some here for Frankfurt Fulda, San Bernardino. I see floating assets. Does this also include those floating cars on the highway, please? Because I'm sorry, I know that's a core issue because it's happening on a lot of routes, but I would love to see that fixed. And then of course we have our Flixtrain BR193 Vectron. They also talked about on the stream too, they have a wider plan for West Coast mainline timetable improvements, including adding new services to the route. These timetable changes do not have a timeline for release yet, and when we have more details, we will let you know. As a note, currently these changes are planned for PC, Xbox X, and PS5 platforms, which makes sense. You know, those are the stronger platforms that can handle a bigger, busier, beefier timetable. And, you know, I'm happy that they're doing this. Again, you know, I tell you guys all the time, and I've said so many times in previous videos, in order for things to improve, you have to make noise. People will tell you, you're just moaning and bitching and complaining. No, you're a paying customer. You're giving constructive feedback. If something is not good enough for the amount of money, your hard-earned money, by the way, that you're paying, you have every right to speak up on that. And don't let anyone try to dismiss or minimize your thoughts and feelings on a product. So this next section is all about clarification on things they've said and announced. We start with track shadow rendering. You know, at first they announced all track shadow rendering upgrades together, but they write, we incorrectly communicated that all the routes listed would have it from launch. Our teams are still working hard to implement the feature to the add-ons we initially announced on our August roadmap, but currently this is only applied to the ones shown on our TSW5 track shadow FAQ. Thank you for understanding. We'll keep striving to give you the most accurate information that we can. So not all of the routes are coming at the same time. Honestly, this doesn't really surprise me. They write that due to performance constraints with the launch of TSW5, they made some changes to the amount of available layers on Xbox Series S, and it meant that it differed from the Xbox Series X layers for TSW5 core routes and caused confusion. We talked about the memory differences between these two consoles, and since then we've made optimization improvements to reduce the gap of experience on the two platforms. Currently, Series S players will get all layers for both West Coast Mainline and San Bernardino, but we'll see some adjustments for Frankfurt Fulda, which are detailed on the thread above. We apologize again that this wasn't originally clear, and our teams are constantly looking at further improvements to bring more layers to Frankfurt for Series S players, with more coming in a future patch. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad that they, you know, clarified this, wrapped it up in a nice pretty little bow, put it in an article, but we need to have a whole conversation on communication with this team because sometimes it is rough. And also, let's not even talk about how sometimes people go on the forums with legitimate concerns. Sometimes players are frustrated and sometimes they're a little bit direct on there, which honestly, they have every right to be. As long as you're not cursing and throwing insults around, there's nothing wrong with that. And sometimes members of their team will come in and say things that should not be said from a company creating video games. Like, I read some of this stuff and I'm like, oh my gosh, why would they say that? Like, if I would say that at any other job, I'd get fired. Like, there's just a certain way that you communicate to your paying customers. And sometimes, I'm not saying all the time and I'm not saying all people, but sometimes the stuff that's said by the devs is just like, whoa, they get a little snappy sometimes, you know? So, you know, communication and how things are said is definitely something I feel like they should work on. There was a whole community corner segment where they did a photo mode showcase. We're just gonna kind of skip over that because it's not really like news, new content, new DLCs and packs and stuff to the game. And they also mentioned mastery challenges and the special effect stream that's happening this weekend, hosted by the one and only Matt. So that'll be pretty exciting. I'll probably tune into that. That's gonna wrap things up. I didn't want to like read everything, so I just kind of wanted to, you know, skim through, read some things, summarize, just to kind of give you guys a good meaty video in as short of a time frame as possible. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you found it entertaining, informative, and if you did, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe, and that's gonna be it for me. Thanks for watching. Take care. Happy rail simming, guys.